Hello, everybody, and welcome to CCA Summer Series Week 2. My name is Nicholas Kermit Malash. Beside me, we got Dan Banners, also known as Mr. Danners. How are you?
Definitely doing well. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well yourself as well. And we have ourselves an interesting matchup coming up this time by. I'm not going to call it close. I'm not going to call it a possible blowout because we literally know nothing about this Ohio State University squad. Because as we're going to take a look at a little bits here, Ohio State hasn't quite played a match yet so far in the CCA Summer Series, or at least has not recorded their matches, to say the least, which would be interesting in that own regard. But yeah, we don't know what to expect from them. But our Saints, on the other hand, trying to tie things up after a bit of a rough run yesterday versus Northwood.
Yeah, Northwood was definitely. I mean, we've said it all yesterday, saying how Northwood was a pain in our side, and I mean, they are, as guys can see, they have a really skilled team. But again, that's only a game, so you have to move on from that, take the positives, and run with it. And OSU, we don't know. They could be 0-2 or they could be 0-0. Right now, they're 0-0, but we don't know exactly how they play or who they are.
Yeah,
we
essentially.
so
Like, we have the roster. We do know who the players are that are going to be on this OSU squad, of course. We do have Shiro. We have, what do we call him? Macetter? Maester?
Maester,
Maester.
Maester.
Maester and Sleppy is being shown for the main roster, with Fry as a substitute at any point could come on in and play as well. And compared to yesterday, where it's like, okay, these two players have like amateur Rocket League experience, and then here's a guy who's been in RLCS before. The squad here for OSU, not calling them nobodies, but they don't have anything on record, to say the least, which is kind of funny considering their team doesn't have a record right now. The players don't have a record. We have a bunch of mystery players here, a mystery squadron coming up here to maybe take Saints by surprise at this rate.
Yeah, I did a little bit of digging and couldn't find anything. It doesn't even say anything on their Twitter, so I mean, it's it's a rough go. So I think Saints have to, try to play their game early on. They fell behind yesterday against Northwood, and they didn't play their game. They got trapped and played defense, and you could see the double and triple commits that led to some goals. So
Mhm.
they need to work on a few things, and I think that OSU might surprise us, and it could go to game 5.
Absolutely. I mean, like, the safest place to be in regards to a good defense, at least for the Saints side of things, has basically been going on offense. So, like you're saying, whenever we don't get to play our game, which of course it's still early in the season, so there's going to be still plenty of opportunities where, like, okay, what if this team is fighting back pretty hard and pressuring us pretty hard? We know that we're good when we have the pedal to the metal, we're in their zone. But how can we convert from our end to go and break out? That's something that eventually will be figured out, I'm sure, by these St. Clair Saints Gold members, because of course I also keep saying this is technically preseason. This is still summer. It's the first time all three of these players, or first season rather, that all three of these players have been playing together. Of course, Jay and Comp here on the Saints side of things have been playing amateur leagues and whatnot for quite a while. But of course, we also have Spoods in here as well, or Kamal, depending on which league they're playing in. So, in due time, we'll have to definitely keep track of how the Saints pull out of these defensive opportunities, and then turn it into offensive opportunities.
Yeah, that's one of the downside with this gold team, as you could see yesterday. I don't know if it's because Northwood's unbelievable offense, but they were really struggling on the defensive end, clearing the ball, getting good contact. So there's a few things they do need to work on. But again, it's just one of those things that it takes experience, and work playing with one another for a longer amount of time will equal up to a better team essentially. And it's like you said, it's preseason, so we still got the rest of July and August before school even starts. So
Mm-hmm.
in September. So and who knows if we're on campus this year, and being inside the school to play, that could be totally different, and they could be way better.
I mean, all of us, especially in Canada, we're just itching for a LAN environment to come back. Some of us haven't even had our first LAN experience yet, from what I understand, too. So it'll be definitely a different experience once that happens. That being said, though, the teams are in the lobby. We are about to hit the pitch for game number 1 between Ohio State University and St. Clair Saints Gold. Let's get into it.
Wow, this is exciting. We get to see OSU for the first time. I'm excited to see how they're going to be rotationally and see what the mistakes they make on defense, which a lot of teams do. It's not just Saints or not just one team. A lot of Saints have to do that as he sends it out front and not going to get a chance here.
I mean, the Saints, we know they like their pressure, and that has been everything in their favor to start things off here. Spoots with a nice shot, going to be stopped by Slep, but we do have multiple rebounds coming out from Spoots, Jay, and Comp. Everybody is getting some shots on the net, but everything has been deflected. Nicely done there from OSU to at least hang on, make sure that no actual goal happens. They do manage to get a shot towards the Saints net, does get cleared out rather quickly, but a little bit of a back and forth now, about a minute in.
And that what Jay did right there, he didn't beat him to the ball, but he was over the ball, so he had the opportunity to turn that into an offensive pressure. And right now it's just kind of OSU controlling the ball a little bit as Jay's going to have an opportunity here with no boost. He's going to pass it out front, but that's going to be deflected by Maestro.
We have another opportunity. Maester looking for Slep, but Slep was a little bit too slow to the party. Now we have a bit of a drag race here. Spoods trying to beat the defense. Maester with a huge save as Spoods tries to get the redirect. Jay found himself a rebound as well. Slep going to stop that in its tracks and send it right back into the Saints zone.
Hero going to try and not want to put this out front of the net as that's going to be going. But again, that's going to be sent out to the corner by Maestro, I believe that was. And the offense from Saints gets another shot on goal from Spoods there. And
okay, OSU just can't keep going on like this, however. They are doing a fantastic job at defense, but eventually, at this rate, something is going to slip in. And it's going to be one of those cases where it might just be a 1-goal or a 2-goal game, but it's all you need, and sure enough, we're going to see it from Comp to get the party started. Jay along the boards, just kind of messing with Slep at the time, bounces it perfectly over to Comp. Comp right in the top spot, right where the water bottle would be if this was a hockey net, and takes care of it.
Yeah, I don't think Shiro was expecting that shot coming from Comp, so, I mean, they did get lucky there. I suppose he's going to get an opportunity, and Slep is going to deflect that.
Good little save there from Shiro, at least, to keep it outside of his crease. Sends it back over. Nice redirect here from Slep, but it is not going to get past Jay. There was a rebound attempt there from Shiro as well, but it does get pushed aside. Maester looking to try and make a play as well. Has Shiro here with them. Sends it down. Maester on hot pursuit here, trying to beat out Spoods. Slep is here. Shot on target. Going to be stopped by Spoods. Rebound coming, though. Here comes Slep. He's looking for it, and he beats him. Shiro with the pass on over, and Slep is going to tie this one up 1-1.
Again, the double commits what killed the Saints there. That is a beautiful goal. And OSU, that's exactly what you have to do. Take advantage of the mistakes and, tie this game up. Just under half the game left. And, I mean, they're looking better than what I was expecting. And, yeah, I love to see that.
Absolutely, as we now have another opportunity here for the Saints maybe make a play. However, Slep is going to throw that right on its head, looking to make something happen for himself through the crease of the Saints zone. Shiro now with the ball is going to collide, which is going to leave a bit of a loose ball here in the Saints zone. Slep through the crease, going to be taken down by Jay for at least a second. Jay with control for a second, but Maester right there to shut it right back down and sending it right back in. And now some of these defensive style, this defensive play coming out from OSU is starting to turn more and more into some offensive opportunities for themselves. And of course, one thing I'm going to be worried about is when OSU, if they do manage to get the lead, considering we know how good their defense is.
Yeah, their defense is holding up strong against St. Clair's high offense right now. They're going to get a shot right here.
Beautiful.
Shiro with a gorgeous goal to give them the lead like you were talking. And it just comes like that, and that's just a beautiful pass off the backboard. Your fourth player helping you with the assist.
And nothing like setting it up for the backboard just to get your own save nonetheless there. So it was a nice job there on the side of OSU. And then this is exactly what I'm talking about. Now that OSU has the lead, what does their style kind of change? Or do they kind of keep what they were up to And honestly, if they do keep what they're going up to, even if it's shot after shot, if they can keep making these saves and make their defensive rotations look good, they will win this first game.
Yes, I do agree with that. And I mean, your defense can only go so far. And Slep with a goal from a beautiful pass from Master. I keep wanting to say Maester. And I don't know where anybody was at from Saints. That's unbelievable.
Just a bit of a clearing attempt gone wrong, it looks like, there for St. Clair, and now that's really going to bite them, having a 2-goal deficit with a minute left to go. We've seen them in this very similar position versus Northwood yesterday, and to be fair, they would always keep it close, but they would never have, I guess, the dominant hand, it would feel like, in majority of that series. And Shiro, beautifully done, instantly getting the juke around the Saints defense, just takes it himself, gets past Jay. Spoods is right there. Nice little rooftop flipperoonie right into the top, just adding on that little extra insurance for OSU.
OSU's offense right now is Saints defense cannot keep up with their offense. So, I mean, they need to do something quick or it's over. They need 3 goals in 40 seconds as their comp's going to get a shot on goal. But Shiro, again, with another save, and it seems like that's what he's been doing. He makes a save and then gets an offensive opportunity. OSU,
I feel like their style has changed since they had the lead, but it has not been for the defensive in the slightest. It has been more of a, not purely aggressive, but they're looking for more midfield, clearing attempt interceptions, and they have found at least 2 of them so far here in this game. And Saints are going to have to go to game number 2 and try this one over here, as they had themselves a pretty decent start. They had so much pressure, but OSU's defense eventually just overwhelmed them, it looks like. And then it's a good couple plays on the side of OSU, and they're going to take game number 1.
Yes, OSU looks way better than I was expecting. I mean, you love to see that. And again, their rotation from offense to defense is absolutely insane, and that's one thing they have an advantage of over St. Clair. And their rotation from defense to offense also is phenomenal. And I mean, if they keep doing that, they're going to win this series really quick.
I still have the scoreboard open here on the side here, and it just 2 different tales of tape here. Saints had themselves 11 shots compared to the 6 from OSU, but OSU just converted. And it's crazy. That's where that defensive style happens, when you're so disciplined and you can play these defensive styles because you know when the opportunity happens or when it opens up that you can actually strike and finish these. It is such a well-disciplined and very cautious but rewarding style, and that's going to give OSU this first game here.
Yes, and they're going to have an opportunity here, but Slep coming off the wall and, I mean, makes another save as Saints are going to try and do some, force this in front of the net, but OSU is not allowing that. Slep with another save.
Gosh, Slep just picking right up where OSU left off here with another huge save, denying St. Clair the early lead here in this game, 30 seconds into this. They're going to go right back now into the OSU zone. Comp actually did manage to get a bit of a steal, and he's actually going to take down Shiro, which is going to put Maester in a very awkward position. Spoots is going to be able to beat him to the ball. Shiro has to try and make the play with next to no boost, but he did at least manage to get a semi-clear out of the deal. Send up to Maester, and now they might get an opportunity for themselves until it goes the other direction.
Yeah, it's really back and forth game. I mean, Saints had a few opportunities here to put it in the back of the net. And I mean, the defense from OSU is just unbelievable. Even though they don't have the offensive pressure right now, as Slep is going to get a shot on goal and Comp is going to get a demo.
That was a big clear there from Jay. Forces Maester to come back and make a save. It's all the way into your own crease. You don't think it'd be dangerous on the other side of the net, but Jay, he's definitely found himself a good couple of downtown goals in the past couple of matches in past leagues. Anyway, we see Comp up to Spoods, but Maester again, he's really just intercepting all these passes to make sure that the final one, the big one that matters, the main shot, is always messed with.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing about OSU is, sure, they're missing a few blocks, but it's going wide. But the quality shots
bounce
on goal, Oh man, that was a close shot. The quality shots and the ones on goal there just absolutely saved them and somehow turn them into offensive opportunities like right away. So
Yeah, the OSU had there some still an opportunity, but if anything, now Spoods is just going to run this himself. He puts it right into the center of the crease, but it is going to be taken down once again. Just like I was saying before, the Saints, they can get it into the zone, they can get it into the crease, but they cannot find the shot, as it's going to be Maester up top here in the Saints zone. Spoods with a bit of an interception. They're going to try and make a play for himself. He has no boost, however, so it's just going to be pushed aside by OSU. We're halfway through this game number 2, and it is still scoreless.
yeah, they're gonna have an opportunity here, but again, the triple commit save there really helped them from keeping the game tied at 0 apiece, as Slep gets a shot on goal, and I believe that was Spoods with the save. And I mean, Jay, that's, I believe, his second or third demo this game, which it hasn't come in clutch yet, but maybe later on in the series it'll have an effect. As an open net goal.
My.
What a redirect from Slep. I believe that was Shiro with the assist.
Either that was a happy accident or that was absolutely calculated, because Slep, on his initial clearing attempt, completely whiffed the ball. But then he was so far upfield that he was in perfect position to get that redirect, and now to get OSU on the board in the lead once again here for game number 2 with 2 minutes left. They're just capitalizing regardless if it was the main plan or not.
Yeah, and like the defense does so much, so well, you can only do so much defense before you actually like give up a goal or two. But it seems like they played enough defense where it messes St. Clair up and it turns into a goal for OSU. And I mean, it's just great gameplay. As I say that, that's going to go off the crossbar from a shot from Spoods.
Crossbar, the best friend of majority of the Saints opponents. I feel like we hit that thing way too often, but it just is what it is at that point. And we're going to see another shot. 2 are going to go up, but it is going to make the save nonetheless, and that ball was going so fast there was no rebound. Another shot, another double commit, but it doesn't matter. It keeps the ball out of the net, puts it into the corner, and keeps it nice and safe. Jay with control is at least going to stop one. He's looking to get it above Maester. He's going to be successful. He's used all of his boost. Can he pass it over the comp? He was looking for him, but Slep is there to stop it again. You get so far, but that last little bit is always getting just messed with every single time. I say it time and time again, but OSU is just fantastic at this.
Yeah, and if you had a little bit more boost, that could have been something dangerous, but they have 30 seconds to work with here, and the way that OSU is playing, this doesn't look good for Saints. But I mean, again, OSU is right now looking like the better team on defense, which is why they are winning.
And a huge play from Maester, though. Holy smokes. Not only is he fantastically gifted on the defensive side of things, he just takes it himself and just launches it right into the corner from the skies. And that is going to more than likely be the deal breaker here for game number 2 for the Saints. Once again, getting put into a position where the games are close, but it's going to have to result in a reverse sweep, and this patience here from OSU as well. They know they don't have to score against, they're just slowing it right down, and it's just beautifully well disciplined.
Yeah, if you keep the ball up in the air, then there's no chance that Saints can score. They're going to let this ball touch the ground, and OSU is going to take a 2-game series lead. And I was not expecting this coming from OSU. And I mean, they are CRL contenders from last season, and so I mean, they are a solid team. And I mean, Saints haven't been to the CRL, so this is something new for them, and I don't know if they're ready for it.
At the same time, like, as much as it may be a little bit tough here for the Saints so far, I guess looking at OSU, if they've been in this, yeah, you're seeing the titles there, like Season 2 or Spring 2021 contenders. So this OSU squad, while they may not necessarily be, like, standouts outside of collegiate, they know the pace of this league. They know what they're getting themselves into, and it really shows that they're like the knowledge is all there for their defensive style. And Saints, of course, like you're saying, CCA, CRL, this is all a first for them, and they are eventually going to get to that point where they are used to this pace, because right now, to try and counteract that, it looks like the Saints style is hyper aggressive, kind of like a boxer who's just doing nothing but throwing punches. But meanwhile, OSU is just sitting there blocking, in the one shot until one slips through, and Jay is going to give St. Clair the lead here in game number 3.
Yeah, and I mean, a gorgeous pass from Comp to Jay, and I mean, nobody's there on defense, which Saints have their first lead since game 1, so
looks
maybe
like we found the opportunity where OSU actually let their guard down a little bit. So gonna get things off nice and early here, but of course still an extreme amount of time here left in this game. Plenty of time for OSU to make the play. And honestly, I would try not to have OSU even find any sort of sense of urgency. You don't need to get hyper aggressive right now. Keep playing your style. If you do try to get over aggressive, that's where Saints shine in that aggressive versus aggressive chaotic environment.
Yeah, and big save there by Jay and a shot from Shiro, which hasn't been shy at shooting the ball, and Shiro with another demo, which I think that's his second of this game already, as earlier you've seen a few demos back to back. And
yeah, for a little bit there, I think it was Jay who was being the enforcer on the side of St. Clair, but now it looks like OSU is not afraid to dish out some card damage for themselves. 2 demos, or like 3 demos so far here in this game at least. Now OSU bringing it into the St. Clair zone through the crease. Jay is just going to launch this thing into the corner, try to get it out dodge, but Maester is right there to put it right back in. Bit of an awkward spot here for St. Clair. Let's see if they can get this thing out of here.
They tried to get it clear here, and Maester is going to carry that in deep into Saints' end. And again, they're going to try and clear it, but OSU just keeps knocking it out. But Jay trying to take more advantage, and every time they try to get a play going, it's just shut down.
Feels like almost St. Clair's doing something somewhat similar here to what OSU was doing, looking for a lot of these midfield interceptions. And for the longest time, they were doing it pretty decently, but finally OSU gets an opportunity to break through, and they did get themselves a good opportunity and weren't able to capitalize on it this time, however. So Saints are going to try and control it right back in. Never mind. Here comes Slep looking for his own rebound. Spood's going to send this right back out of here. But again, just a clearing gone wrong. The Shiro is right there, but Saints have another player back, and we see Spoods on the way trying to make the play, but a good check there from Maester to keep it in check.
Yeah, I mean, OSU, every time Saints try and push it in front of the net, they just kick it off to the corner and say, no, you're not having this out front. As that could be a big mistake here, but Shiro's there to make a save.
Like another second later to the ball, the Saints would have had a direct shot from the tip top of the crease like a penalty kick. But thankfully there for the OSU side of things, they were able to stop that in its tracks, as we now see Saints kind of stuck in their own zone for at least a second. Spood's going to try and get this over Maester, but Maester again denying at midfield range. Slept with the shot, but the crossbar is going to come in clutch here for the Saints. Going to push that one aside. Shiro going to bounce it off. Maester's shot going to be blocked by Jay. Didn't get a whole heck of a lot of it, but got enough, and that's all that matters here. Loose ball, a little bit of chaos now with under 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah, like you said, just tapping the ball just enough is all that counts in a tight game like this. We got a minute and a half left, and I'm sure that OSU is going to find something. Their offense is absolutely ridiculous, and we'll see a 1v1 here between, I believe that was Comp and, I think that was Shiro, but just, again, every time Saints want to do something, OSU's defense is there, as they're going to get a shot here, but Maestro is not, Maestro is...
Oh, big goaltender interference coming out here from Maestro. It's going to hit the post. It is barely not going to go into the net. That was extremely close, and the Saints still are not safe here. Jay's going to have to blow basically every bit of boost in the tank he has to try and at least get it across that midfield line. This is still a one-goal game. Demos are happening all over the place. Comp is eating himself into the boards, is trying to stop this in its tracks, because this is where things could get nasty. We know OSU's fantastic at execution. They just need one chance to send this to overtime and put the match point threat right back onto the Saints. However, we're going right back into the OSU zone. Saints are looking for one more bit of insurance.
Yeah, and Comp's going to try and send that out front as it's open net, and Jay puts it away to give him a 2-0 lead in Game 3. They just want a little bit of hope And I mean, 20 seconds left. OSU has time, but the way how tight this game is, I don't know. Maybe we'll see game 4, and maybe that's a spin of something for Saints.
That little pinch in the corner had that ball going so fast. I don't think OSU was expecting for it to come out at that speed, and that is going to be a big factor on why Saints even have this insurance goal to begin with. As time is going to tick down, ball just has to hit the ground one more time. Saints are not getting shut out this time. We are going to a game number 4. Beautifully done, well fought back, but we still have a long way to go to complete this reverse sweep.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a little bit of momentum for St. Clair, as they were down 2-0 in a series, and taking game 3, that could change everything like that and flip a switch. And, 2 games, you got to take one game at a time, so they're focused on this next game. And, I mean, you have a lot of momentum, so you want to move on with that.
It was a rather quiet game in regards to shots as well. Both teams were tied this time with 5 apiece, but looking at the saves here, Jay is getting credited with the 2 saves, and that's it. So everything else was either crossbar or post. We did see that one extremely close one, or there was just a massive destruction derby on the right post where they nearly were able to just push that one in, but weren't able to quite finish it off. But close but no cigar here for Ohio State. They're not finishing us off just yet. If ever, we're going to try and get that reverse sweep. I know it may sound like I'm not necessarily not hopeful. What's the word that I'm looking for? I'm the confident, but I just want to be proven wrong. Let's see if Ohio State is going to take this one, or if Saints are going to bring this to game number 5 and make this reverse sweep dream a reality.
I mean, it's possible. They won a game, so they just got to keep playing like they did last game. And here's an open net, but Master was there to make the save.
That was close, but at least Meister was coming in hot to at least get a bumper on that. Otherwise, it would have been another situation where Saints got themselves an extremely early lead, and then they were in the driver's seat in that last game. Game number 1 didn't necessarily work in their favor when they did it, but game 3 must have given them enough time to adjust, because they definitely made that work. We have Jay getting right back onto the offensive side of things as well, taking care of Slep, letting Comp get on through on the offensive side, but had no boost left here. Ping pong back and forth to start things off. This is going to be a close one.
Yeah, with the way this game is going, this is going to be close. Both had chances already, and other than that, it's been a ping pong match, like you said, back and forth. And Jay coming in clutch, not letting them get a shot here, as that is a whiff by Comp. But again, they have defense, so their rotations will be in better this game, and they have a little bit of backup. They're probably around midfield, so moving on. It's good to see that. As that's going to drop in front of the net, and Spoods is going to give Saints a 1-0 lead.
Oh no, the double commit into double choke combo here coming out here from Ohio State, as 2 of the members both thought each other had that save, and they let it fall like 2 outfielders in the baseball field. Just falls between them, and it just lets Jade to get the subtlest little touch on it, and it's all you need to get the goal. And Saints once again have themselves a lead in this one. Can they hold it once again?
Yeah, this lead's a little bit earlier in the game than the last one. Last one came with like 2 minutes left, I think, somewhere around there. And I mean, you have over half the game left to hold this lead, and seeing if they can grab a bigger lead, put maybe a little bit of cushion, maybe help their confidence move on later in this game.
And right back here in the same zone, Jade back on the defensive side of things, however, going to push this ball aside. Shiros, he wants one more, and he wants one quick. He doesn't want to rely on the last couple minutes. Huge shot, but an even bigger save coming out here from Comp to get a last-ditch effort tire on that thing, send it off to the corner once again. But the pressure is still here for RSU. They're still there for at least a little bit longer. Saints try to clear, but Slep is going to deny it. He goes right back in the corner. He has some boost to work with. Spoots is going to be forced to come on up, but even if they try that, Maester is right there once again. It's off to Slep, right into the center. Jay forced to make a save once again. Pop fly in the Saints zone, and it's looking dicey.
Yeah, this is starting to look reverse, like game one. Saints had all the shots in the defense from OSU. Now it's opposite. OSU's coming out with all the shots, and St. Clair's making some massive saves. So they want to push this to a game 5, and I mean, here's a shot on goal, but Slep's gonna easily kick that one away and turn this into an offensive opportunity.
2 minutes left to go here. We see Jay trying to fly through center. I mean, if the clearing attempts don't work by just trying to clear it yourself, why don't you just carry it yourself out of there? As we saw a very close opportunity there from the Saints to try and get that little bit of extra insurance, try and get goal number 2. Does get stopped by the post, however, so we're going to go right back into the St. Clair zone. Jay is going to have to pick it up. Maester, though, going to be pop fly, dropping into the crease. Spood's going to be forced to make this save. Back in just outside the crease now here of the Saints zone. Slep looking for one of his teammates. Shiro is up, but he's not going to be able to get it. Saints have an opportunity now to possibly make a breakout.
Yeah, Comp's going to try and center this one here, but it got pinched in mid where Maester is there to send this out front. As Shiro goes up for it, but big save by Spoods.
He would have had that angle, absolutely. It was ready for that drop shot, but thankfully there for the Saints, Spoods was right there to make the save, went up into the air to challenge, didn't wait for the shot to take. Now, he's going to be able to take it himself, but oh my goodness, Shiro is going to keep OSU in this game with 45 seconds left to go after a miraculous save.
That was the clutchest save of the game so far. And Jay is going to try and air dribble that right in there, but blocked by him. Maester, as we have 30 seconds left. I don't know. So many saves, and this is going to be close. And if they want any chance, they need to score here as they get a shot here. Another shot, but Comp, make sure it doesn't go closer to the net.
I mean, Saints had the pressure, but now it looks like it's going to get flipped on its head. One more opportunity maybe here for OSU. Is there anybody to try and take the shot? Shiro up to the top. He's looking for a double touch, maybe off the backboard. Who's there? Is anybody there? Maester was there, but nicely done from Spoods to just shut that down right away. Wins that challenge, knocks it to the ground, and we have ourselves a game 5.
You said it earlier. I'm not saying it now. I don't want to jinx it, but
there's a reason.
Phenomenal.
There's a reason why I said it. It was already 2-1. There can't be a 3-0 sweep at this point, so I could actually say this is a close game. We finally got ourselves one of them, and I'm not going to commentators curse this. It's actually legit here for now. Watch all of a sudden this last game be an absolute blowout. But you never absolutely know. Could Saints have the download complete and successfully get themselves this reverse sweep? Or OSU possibly going to stay calm and collected here in the fate of this, or in the face of this possible reverse sweep, and shut the Saints' momentum down?
I mean, if I'm OSU, I would have taken the 5 minutes that you had, take a breather, saying, they're coming back. This is serious. They have a chance. Saints have so much momentum going into this next game, and not that OSU played bad at all. It just, Saints got lucky with, not lucky, but opened up their defense and scored. So, and I mean, OSU did the same thing earlier on in the series in game 1 and 2. So it's just Saints are calm right now as that's going to be centered, and Slep sends that off to Saints end.
And we're going to see it right back into the Saints end once again. The post is going to save the Saints by a thread. As 3 seconds in, back and forth. This is right on target. The post again, though. Saints are going to be just absolutely, I don't know, rub up against the post, give it a little burnout or something later. Give the post your thanks, as they have just been saved twice by it.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing they got lucky on real quick, as that's going to open up a net, and Shiro is going to score. OSU takes a 1-0 lead, 52 seconds into the game.
This is exactly what OSU needed. This gets them the I'm just losing my mind here. But they get themselves into the position now where they could play that defensive style if they wanted to and not feel bad about it. But again, we've seen before that they don't necessarily fall back on a defensive style if they are in the lead. So we'll have to see if Saints can find the opportunity to open them up again, or are they going to just get stuck in their own zone with just the time ticking down with every clearing attempt getting answered. We'll have to see. And we see Jay, he's going to be pushing it in by himself. One thing I've noticed over the past couple of games, he's been, rather than just clearing it and letting it go, he's been trying to carry it a little bit more, trying to stop these 50-50 interceptions that we see OSU constantly trying to do. But as of right now, not quite going to be finding it, but maybe Comp can get something started. Doesn't look like it.
That's going to be on net, but Jay's there to make sure it doesn't get any closer. And, I mean, they need to get good contact.
Here it is.
That's going to be out front. And
How?
Jay, I think that deflected off the defense there. I think that was Maester there that... Oh, no, Shear. Shear did deflect it in a little bit, but Jay tying up the game, which this is the first time we've seen a tie game since, I think, game 1.
I believe you are correct, and I just still am boggled at the fact that he scored from that angle, just straight up used the defender as like another wall and just banked on, like banked off his side or banked off his windshield or something, and managed to clutch that one out. That is geometry, folks. And we have ourselves another opportunity, and holy smoke, Shiro from the side just finds a clean open net as the Saints defense were just completely messed with. I believe Jay was back, but somebody was running up against him here. Slep literally just punted him out of the way. Beautifully done by OSU.
Yeah, Shiro is like, sorry, teammate. Sorry, team. Let me go get this one back. He has both their goals this game. And, I mean, defense is iffy as they need to get that out, and they do. As Jay, trying to do something, carry that up. Spoods gonna have a little bit of boost to do something. Gonna get the flip reset, get the shot, but Slap is gonna block that.
Oh, I know he wanted that one. That one is right on target, but a good save. Drop shot, though. Comp gets past one, but Shiro right there to make the stop. Jay's going to try and challenge him, though. Spoods, shot opportunity. Doesn't quite get it. This is going towards the Saints net. Slep is going to be denied, however. Spoods going to be forced to get himself some boost and try to pick this up or pick up the ball himself. Comp shot is going to be going wide. Meister's going to have that one under control for at least a second. Spoods drops it into the crease. It's going to be denied by Shiro once again. And Meister's just going to put the extra cherry on top by getting the demo as well. Shut down the Saints offense and put the Saints right back on the defensive side of things.
Shiro is everywhere as he just centered that. But Comp gonna look for the double touch, but not quite there. Spoods with a shot. Shiro, again, all over the field, makes another save.
And now
that's going to be a shot on goal. And Slep
oh, my.
gives them a little bit of cushion. OSU has a 2-goal lead.
How many times have we seen this? The offense all of a sudden gets flipped on its head, and now Saints down by 2. They have yet to pull this one off in CCA. Other leagues, sure, but obviously the amount of pressure that the teams are pushing on our Saints squad here in the CCA has just been at another level, to say the least, that we've seen here in this summer. Can they manage to break that streak, get themselves all tied up? If not, maybe a go-ahead within a minute 30. It's a tough task, not impossible, but it's going to be extremely difficult.
Yeah, they definitely need to score a quick one. You don't want to wait too long. And, I mean, the OSU is bound to happen, and Shiro is probably the main part of this team and all over the place, making clutch saves and
he missed
goals as they get a shot on goal, but Slep with a big save. That was I thought that was an open net.
I
He had
thought
a wide
that was
open
it.
net.
Definitely thought that was it.
Yeah, 50 seconds left. Gonna get a shot on goal, and Spoods brings it to within 1.
Okay, they may not have gotten it about 20 seconds ago, but they make it work this time by Comp right off the corner, and Spoods finally finds the opening. But you could see how difficult and how particular these shots have to be in regards to which angles and where they're trying to hit it, because there's always somebody in net. Shiro and Slep have been absolutely nuts so far in regards to their goaltending ability here in these last couple of minutes, and it's continuing here off the drop of the face-off. Jay with another shot on target. Shiro going to have to stop that one. Hopefully the Saints didn't bite off more than they could chew, however, but Spoods seems to be back. Saints have 30 seconds to try and tie this up.
Yeah, 30 seconds. That's not a lot of time. That's going to be just wide of the net. A little bit more. That's into the corner, but they need good, solid contact in the next 20 seconds here, as that's a little bit of a mess up, but Jay's there in net.
It could have been worse in that regards, but we still have 10 seconds left to go. Saints maybe have 1 or 2 shot opportunities. It's going into the OSU zone. They need a finisher. They need it now. The crossbar. The shot. Spoons ties this up at 3 with 6 seconds left to go.
Oh man, that was just, I thought it was a save and then it wasn't, and oh man. Can you get more dramatic?
I don't care how good you are in goalie. You can stop one shot, but as soon as the rebound happens, what can you do? The Saints capitalize. They tie this up, and as long as this hits the floor, as it does right now, the first overtime of the series is the game breaker. Let's see it. Overtime, Game 5.
I don't know if you can ask for a better ending. I mean, you go down from being 2-0, then you tie up the series at 2 apiece, and now you're in overtime in Game 5. This is every Rocket League fan's dream. As Saints gonna get an opportunity, but it's in the center of the net. Oh, slept. Kicks it away off to the center.
Jade now going through the crease. This game is so exciting that it is going to be ended by Comp in fantastic fashion. Finds the loose ball in the crease. I might be accidentally waking up my son. My wife might be yelling at me, but we have ourselves a victory here as Saints are going to barely take this in Game 5.
The most dramatic game ends in St. Clair's favor. They knew what they wanted. And the offense from St. Clair in overtime was the best I've seen all night. And that rallied up, and I mean, reverse sweep win in overtime. I don't know what, you can't ask for anything better than that.
They definitely needed this after the way that the game went. The last 2 games of their CCA matches, like, they were close games, but they were always just falling just that little bit short, right? So to finally have one that was also extremely close, but at the same time, like you're saying, you're down 2-0. It is so easy to just, like, not turn off your brain, but your momentum, your motivation can really get shut down. You can kind of autopilot yourself once you get into that situation. Saints absolutely having none of that. They kept on pushing. They finally, slowly but surely, kind of cracked that defense that Ohio State was doing. And whether it was because OSU was starting to get a little bit comfortable maybe with their lead, that they started playing a bit looser, or if the Saints just found their way through, they made it work, and beautifully done there from the St. Clair Saints. A fantastic series between both these teams. GG's to everybody involved, of course. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing this matchup again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Maybe OSU versus the green team. I don't know. But, again, OSU, I think they got a little too comfortable there going into Game 3. And as soon as Saints won that, they had a little bit more momentum. And then they go out and win Game 2, and they're like, this is doable. This is in our favor now. We have all the momentum going into Game 5, and I mean, both teams played great in Game 5, and then in overtime, Saints just, something flicked and turned a switch on, and absolutely dominant.
All of a sudden, it went from OSU being the ones that capitalized with the fewer shots, but being able to execute. All of a sudden, Saints just, their shots were hitting their targets. We've seen multiple times there where there would still be goaltenders in net. The defense are still there, but they would thread the needle. I'm thinking of like the goal specifically to go tie it up to begin with. Like, you had to really work hard to get past this OSU squad, and the Saints finally cracked it. Like, they have good setups. They can get good one-off shots, but OSU, they were better than that. We had to modify it. We had to get a little scrappy and a little bit fancy there at the end, too. I'll give credit to the Saints for that one, but got the job done, and we are now 2-2 here in the CCA Summer Series.
Yeah, and I honestly think OSU was the better team the whole series.
Until the end.
Yeah, until the end, but I think they were the better series. They just started to slip up once. Okay, there's no defense in net. Okay, there's only one guy on defense, and it's 2-on-0 or 2-on-1. So, I mean, OSU's a great team, and they're gonna go. They're definitely gonna go far. And I mean, maybe we'll see them somewhere in the playoffs later on.
Oh, absolutely. And you can tell that both squads were starting to get nervous. How many times I think it was the end of Game 4 that I saw it a lot, where OSU was making saves, but they were always double commits. to the point where like you could tell they're kind of starting to panic a little bit. Granted, their double commits were never punished because they did a good job of always just pushing it into the corner to like somewhere safe. It wasn't an accidental double commit that went right into the crease or something like that. But nonetheless, that Game 5 was just absolutely a thriller. Definitely going to be looking forward to rewatching this one and maybe use it for some highlight material. I know I need to make a new intro video, so maybe we can use some of this for this.
Yeah, maybe this was definitely a game 2, big saves and some awesome goals. So maybe we'll see a new intro video here in for September.
Absolutely.
We'll give you a couple weeks, a couple months.
I definitely appreciate the time. I'll try and be faster than that. But one thing I definitely want to take a quick look at now is I'm just going to throw this over. We didn't get to take a look at it during the beginning, but this was the standings going into this match. So now with the Saints getting themselves up to 2-2, we get to move up a little bit here. We're probably going to end up on the upper half of this list. Nonetheless, Ohio State, I definitely want to see where they're going because, of course, like we were saying before, this was their first match all season. And honestly, if I'm Ohio State, can't be too upset about this one. Obviously, it's going to sting a little bit. It always hurts to get reverse 3-0'd, but you had something right going on. So I'll be definitely keep an eye on that as well as all the rest of the squads moving forward into this one. But still plenty of Rocket League action, actually very quickly. Now that I think about it, let's throw up the schedule for what is coming up in the next couple of days. Friday, the 16th, we have ourselves a doubleheader, starting off with some OCRS, or both these games rather, are going to be OCRS matches. Gold is going up against Carleton University Pink. That is Seed 1 versus Seed 3. I'm not going to say the words, but you know what I'm thinking.
Yep.
Then right after that at 9 o'clock, this was the match that was supposed to happen last week, but got rescheduled. So it's going to be our St. Clair Saints green team. Glad we get to see them in a little bit as they get to go take on Humber in more best of 5 action. Then Sunday, it's going to be another one of these you don't want to miss moments. It may not be CCA, but the AVGL is still going to be an awesome matchup, of course, between the two teams tied for the lead in AVGL. Currently 5-0, Purdue University A and the St. Clair Saints Gold roster going to be having at it Sunday at 8 o'clock. And then, as of right now, unless the CCA channel chooses to stream our matches, it's going to be Wednesday at 8 o'clock versus Sioux College Cougars. And then on Thursday at 8 o'clock for more CCA action, it is going to be the University of Virginia. So still plenty of Rocket League action to come. And you make sure you follow here on the Saints Gaming CCA Twitch channel, especially if a stray tournament or something comes on in and want to catch some additional action, whether it be Rocket League action or some of our other varsity teams, as we get closer and closer to the start of the main season, of course, the school season. But still, summer is just as exciting.
Yeah, as you can see tonight, you never know what you're gonna get, and I was not expecting that dramatic game. So you never know these next couple of games here in this weekend and next week. You might want to tune in. Maybe there's some more of that.
Absolutely. Now, of course, throw out a couple thank yous here. Of course, first off to everybody tuning in here tonight. Always a pleasure bringing the action here on the Saints channel, whether it be back-to-back or whatnot, because we have so much action in the future. I'm looking forward to when the main season starts, when we're basically here every night of the week with basically all sorts of esports action. But then, whether they are your family members or friends, classmates, whatever they happen to be, thank you for supporting them in their esports endeavors. Big thank you as well to Nick Malash here for joining me on the co-commentary desk. You had yourself an awesome one here today, and this was an awesome cast. So thank you for once again joining me here on the desk.
Absolutely. I really appreciate being here, and it's an awesome time every night. So I really enjoy it.
Awesome. And one more thank you, of course, to the sponsors that make this all possible, that being St. Clair College, Zuckelman School of Business and Information Technology, the St. Clair SRC, the St. Clair College Alumni Association, and PC Outlet and Tim Hortons. Thank you all for making this all possible for the St. Clair Saints varsity esports team. Now, I don't know about you. I accidentally woke up my son. I got to go get him and put him back to bed. But thank you all for joining us here for this extremely exciting matchup, and we will see you on Friday.